Hi guys, Rant and Ranger here. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a Ranger rant, the first ever Ranger rant. So, you're an adult Power Rangers fan, which almost seems to be a controversial issue nowadays. There seems to be a stigma with being an adult collector. It being 2021 today, January 1st. I think that we should address the issue of being an adult collector, being a comic book fan, being a fan of tokusatsu. You shouldn't be looked down upon for being into these things and being an adult. What got me into Power Rangers and tokusatsu, Super Sentai, and the whole realm was really Godzilla. Back in the day was pretty much tokusatsu. It was guys in rubber suits tearing down cities. Really, that's the beginning of tokusatsu, was Godzilla. And I was exposed to that at a very young age. So when I saw Power Rangers, I knew immediately that this was familiar to me. These guys in big robots battling rubber-suited monsters. Later, I found out that Power Rangers was a show that was an adaptation of a show in Japan called Super Sentai, and they took a season of Super Sentai, chopped it up and spliced it with American footage, made their own show. But they took the show's action scenes from a show called Super Sentai, and the season was called Zoo Ranger. At the time when I was a little kid in 1993, I didn't know what Zoo Ranger was. So to me, Power Rangers was very nostalgic for years. To me, there was only Power Rangers. To find out later, more of a grown adult, like, oh wow, there's a whole nother version of this. It's almost like watching Dragon Ball Z, the dub version, the Funimation version, or the Ocean dub, realizing that there's a whole nother version in Japanese. Super Sentai is right up your alley if you're a Power Rangers fan. So in 1993, my first episode of Power Rangers, I saw on a Saturday morning. And apparently it had been airing all week and I wasn't aware of it in the morning. So my very first episode was the Pudgy Pig episode. And I immediately saw it and was infatuated. I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. It's live action Voltron, which I'd already been a fan of before Power Rangers. Immediately I had this show, this thing that I felt like I had this great attachment at a young age in 1993. I want to say I was 5-6 years old. And I realized that this thing that I had such a fondness for, wow, after some time went by, I realized, wow, all my friends are liking this show. And now kids at recess that were the cool kids, everybody, now wanted to come play Power Rangers with me and my friends that were like, oh wow, you're into Power Rangers? How are you into Power Rangers? That's weird. So at that time, in 1993, it was a big boom in the world, the Power Rangers. And then they got their own movie, the seasons continued, actors left, costumes changed. The show became something else for a new generation. Power Rangers was always about diversity, tolerance, good morals, accepting your fellow man and woman as peers and brothers and sisters, as well as conquering your own personal demons to conquer literal demons. That show meant a lot for a lot of people. As an adult, you end up having to let go of things that you held close to your heart as a child. And unfortunately, that was a thing of upbringing and effect of the time. I believe that in 2021, we are in a new time, we're in a new era. The comic book community is bigger than ever. Fandoms of all kinds have now come out into the light and are being accepted, Power Rangers being one of them. Being able to go to a Comic-Con and now seeing one of your favorite Rangers there, or being able to go to Power Morphicon and to have a conversation with one of your favorite Rangers. It's those experiences were unthinkable as a child in the 90s. It is amazing for this new generation to come up with this and that be the norm. That is a beautiful thing. Being an adult Power Rangers fan has many positives. Trust me, if you ever want to cosplay as a Power Ranger, you have to be in shape, or at least somewhat good shape. Not to body shame on anybody, of course, but it gives someone personal goals. If they want to fit into some spandex, they're going to have to put some work into making themselves look good in those spandex, which is a good thing for people to set personal goals for themselves. If someone wants to say, I'm going to set a personal weight goal for myself so I can fit into some spandex, good on you, bud. That is positive forward momentum that should not be shamed whatsoever. What really got me back into Power Rangers in general was my 2-year-old son was on Netflix and wanted to watch something, and he pointed at Power Rangers, and I was like, okay, let's put it on. And as he watched, I just saw the light in his eyes when Bulk and Skull came on the screen, really especially. The Bulk and Skull music would come on, and he just had the brightest look on his face. And I knew right there's magic in this show to be able to captivate someone so young within a whole nother generation, the same way it did me. It was a beautiful thing. As he was watching it, I was watching it. I realized we were bonding together by watching it. And the first time I ever got to bring home a Megazord for him or a Power Rangers action figure, and I gave it to him and he realized this is what I'm watching on the TV, and his heart filled up, I immediately knew that this was something beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with it. There should be no stigma towards adult toy collecting. There should be no stigma towards enjoying a good, clean hobby with your fellow brethren, sisters, your fellow people, your own family. If you can feel like you can form a bond with your children with toy collecting, why wouldn't you? I know that people should be jumping at any chance to bond with their children. If you want a child to really recognize that you are actually have passion for the same thing that they do, you actually have to be passionate about the same things they are. And if you aren't, those kids will never feel on the same level. Even as an adult, if you are a parent, you should have interest with your child. And as they grow up and become an adult, let them still enjoy things that are clean and of moral value if they want to. There's no reason why they have to grow up and choose the harsh world of drug addiction, unemployment, homelessness. Why choose these things when you could actually embrace someone's creativity? Because if you embrace someone's creativity, who knows what they can actually achieve? The sky is the limit with what you could achieve. So again, I'm the Ranting Ranger. Hopefully I haven't ranted too long for you guys. We've got a giveaway coming up at 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away a Power Rangers Lightning Collection Power Morpher at 1,000 subscribers, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down here. Ring the notification bell. Leave a comment, please. We really want some interaction on the channel. So leave a comment, because most likely I'm going to interact personally myself and want to have a Ranger conversation with you guys. That's pretty much what the channel is started for, is to get Ranger conversation going. Whether it's Toku of any kind, VR Troopers, Big Battle Beetleborgs, Mask Rider, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman, Voltron. We may even cover some Japanese Transformers on the channel. Pretty much anything Toku is open for conversation here on this channel. I really want to interact with the Ranger community. So please feel free to go to our Facebook page, comment on here, message our Facebook if you have any ideas for videos you want us to do. We have a lot of channels that inspired us to really start doing this here, so shout out to them. I'll have a couple links below of those specified channels. Again, Happy New Year, 2021. I'd like to take a moment to actually point out this meme I saw today. I'm the Ranting Ranger.